Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Transformers Studio Series 86 number 30, Leader Class Springer. A retool of the Siege Voyager class Springer, and a figure that could either make or break Wave 3 of Studio Series, because I'm kind of like 50-50, and this is the last figure, so maybe this one's gonna be good. Almost. Now then, I know I'm normally supposed to touch figures in order to, to kind of like look at the details and all that stuff, but I don't want to, because if I literally just like touch him, yeah, he doesn't stand. I don't like this figure. This figure doesn't stand. This figure just doesn't stand it. He doesn't want to stand. His heels are garbage. This is how his feet is supposed to look. It's like this, but it like goes further than it's supposed to. And then this backpack piece, which is new, it cannot sustain the weight of the figure. So what it does is literally just fall over every chance it gets. Outside of looking dumb, it just falls over. And I don't like that about this figure. What is it with these new version of triple changers that I own that have an issue? But like Sandstorm has the issue of his chest not pegging in, and this guy doesn't really even want to stand. I don't know what to do about these guys, but let's look at the details, shall we? Let's pull you in closer here so we can look at that beautiful looking head sculpt. Absolutely, what a nice looking head sculpt, like the yellow on the sides as well. Very accurate. Then we got a nice chest here, big Autobot symbol. And then also the yellow here. The shoulder pads for me, I don't know, they look a bit weird because they kind of angle a bit up. Because they can't go any further, because there's a little tab down here that you can see. That just kind of blocks it from going further. I get why, but I don't know. I feel like it should be able to go further. But it doesn't. We got some nice big arms, very nice looking hands as well, nice legs as well, with a little bit of greenish into the white that I actually like that very much. We got the nice big legs, and then from the back he looks like this, and the back of the legs is where people have issues because of how open it is, and according to some people of how ugly it is. I don't really have an issue with this. And here's the backpack, but I have an issue with the fact that the feet don't really lock, and they like to just go like that, which is what may make him fall, unless you make him look a bit stupid. And even then, look at this, it looks like he's gonna poop. I don't like that. I like the look of the figure, I will say that. I think the figure overall looks really good. It's a very good representation. However, this is leader class budget. Okay? This thing has been basically overpriced to a leader class. Sure, he comes with every weapon under the sun, but that doesn't matter. Alright? He's supposed to be able to do the most basic thing of standing. Why is that something that he just can't do? It makes me so mad. It is so loose, this stuff. Like, if the feet was ratcheted, I would have liked it a lot more. Just like a little ratchet in here so that you can kind of get it. To be like, like to have it be like this and then just not have that result because of the fact that he keeps falling over. It would have been so much better, but they just did not do that, and it's what I don't like about this figure. However, speaking of which, as he falls over again, let us look at the weapons that he comes with. So starting off, he comes with what he always has to come with, and that is the blade that can split into the helicopter blades as always. However, if you want a more accurate sword, well, here you go. An accurate, very nice looking accurate sword. I also like this sword, even though the green is a little bit... It looks like he's gonna hit people with a lollipop. But here's a more accurate sword to what it looked like in the actual movie. Very nice. We also get two guns that can plug in on the forums. These are, well, not accurate to the movie. And that's because I think that these actually come from the Siege. These are basically holdovers from Siege. But he comes with that. He also comes with a big gun, a big accurate gun that, according to the TF Wiki, Ultra Magnus has also used. So you could potentially give this to your Ultra Magnus if you want to. Then he comes with the most iconic weapon of Springer of all time, apparently, as I keep hearing people say it. The hammer that I don't really remember Springer actually using. Yeah, this thing looks a bit weird because of the coloration that they used. I like the, white greenish on the figure, but like putting it on a weapon, it looks silly. And then finally, he comes with the thing that I would have loved if they omitted in order to make his feet be able to keep up the figure, and that is the big missile. Very nice looking missile. This is the thing that he loaded in order to shoot at Devastator. So can he hold all the weapons? Yes, he can in his hands. You can just drop sword. You can drop gun. in his hand. You can put these guns on the side of his arms if you want to. He goes from Generation 1 Springer to being an actual wrecker in seconds. Even with that, that will not hold up the figure. This is insane. And then, also, he can hold the most iconic weapon of all, the hammer. Get this sword out of here, so we can have him hold this sword. So yes, he can hold all the weapons. However, I will say this. Sadly enough, I cannot get him to hold this thing. Each time that I try, it keeps falling out. Because if you open up his hand, there's a little tab thing here in his hand. If you can see that. And it's like, it's supposed to go like this. But it doesn't really... Oh, hey, he can hold it. Oh, come on, man. So yeah, I got him to hold the thing. It's just I can't do it anymore, apparently. I don't... Dude, is there supposed to be a specific way for you to hold this thing? Man, I wish that they had just omitted this whole thing. But technically, you can have him hold it in his hand. But you have to be very careful about it. I like this thing. And for other storage spots, well, here on the back, let's see what we got. Well, obviously, we can store this blade on here, which is also where it's supposed to go for the Choppa Mode. And then on the sides here, we have a weapon. There we are. You can see there's a little gap here that you can just put the sword inside of, like so. You can technically also take this thing and put it on the other side if you want to. And then obviously, once again, you can give him gun in hand. Also close up the hand so that the gun can go in better. Give him the hammer. Give him the gun on arm. And gun on other arm. And here he is, basically carrying everything from his arsenal. Fantastic looking. Even though now his back is even more heavier, so he's never gonna stand in a million years. I got him to stand, but now I need to see if I can turn him around. Oh no, don't fall forward, you idiot. Oh, come on, Springer, please. Springer, please. I can't get him to stand, but he can have all of the weapons on him if you want to. So let's get these weapons out of here so we can get into the articulation segment. So for articulation, his head can do a full 360. It can technically also kind of wibble side to side, a little bit forward and back as they do. His arms rotate all the way around if you can kind of get everything around everything else, but it is supposed to be able to rotate all the way around. It's just things get in the way. His arms can go in and out. You have a bicep rotation down here. You have a bend at the elbow. His hand can rotate around if you get a good grip, and open and close. Also, these shoulder pieces here can rotate in and out in order to be able to accommodate for things or just for looks. These back pieces also can be moved out of the way for transformation purposes, but it can also work for articulation purposes as well. Then his waist can do a rotation. Not a full rotation, sadly enough, because this comes down a little bit too far. Then his legs can go forward about that far, backwards about that far. They can go in and out. They have a thigh rotation. You gotta bend at the knee. That's not what it was. Really? Huh. Wait, oh, it wasn't clicked into place. Bend at the knee right there, and then also his feet can move up and down for transformation purposes, and he's got an ankle tilt with feet that will never hold him up anyway. So he has some good articulation, as you expect from figures from nowadays. However, he will not really be able to stand, sadly enough, because of the fact that his feet are garbage. So let's move straight into size comparison. I'm gonna keep him like this, alright? We're not gonna move him at all. So starting off with the size comparison, there was a Springer from back in day. I do not have Generation 1 Springer, but I do have the Thrilling 31. Here they are together. Thrilling 30 Springer with Studio Series Springer. Which one do I like more? Now, obviously, in coolness factor, it is obviously the Thrilling 31, because it looks very cool. However, with playability, I would say I like the Studio Series 1 more. I find the Studio Series 1 works better than the Thrilling 31, even though the Thrilling 31 does look cooler. However, the transformation and getting into both modes is also a lot more fun on the Studio Series 1 compared to the Thrilling 30. But here it is. I also had to dig this guy out the back of my shelf because of the fact I stashed him far away. So, next up here we got the other triple changer that I have, all about size, and also a fitting triple changer because of the fact that during Thrilling 30, this guy was retooled into Sandstorm. So I had to grab Sandstorm off the shelf. But here they are, looking very nice together. So, let's move you off to the side as well. Here we got some more figures. Optimus Prime from Studio Series, the Studio Series RC, and the Studio Series Bumblebee. And on the box, it stated that RC and was important to Springer, so I had to get RC off the shelf. But here he is with them, so let's move them out of the way. And pulling the final size comparison with Jazz Ironhide and Sad Swap. Very nice, very nice, very nice. So now then, let's very carefully pull you in a little bit more closer. A bit more to the middle, and let's get into that transformation. So let's get this guy into his first of two modes, which will be the vehicle mode, the car mode. So what I want to start off with is you want to come here, pull this to the back, and then pull this out all the way. Also, straighten this out. Do the same thing on the other side. Pull this all the way out and straighten it out. Then what you want to do is you want to get his hands very much straight. Rotate this back, and then back here you have a tab that's gonna go into a slot right there, and then this tab here goes into the back of his hand. So you wanted to do one thing first, so just get the upper arm in there, which can be a little difficult. Like so, I did it on both arms as well, and then obviously this will just hop into there like so. So do the same thing here, pop it in here like so. There we go, the arms are fully done. And what you want to do, you can take this back piece here and lift it a bit up, get it a bit out of the way. Untab the arms from the side here, undo the chest from over here. Rotate this piece here forward, put the head inside of here. Rotate it backwards. And also, make sure that these pieces here flip out like so. And then tap in the chest piece here and then rotate this up to align it with this piece here. Next up, what you want to do is you want to take this here and hinge it, as you can see in here. Hopefully you can see it. There's a hinge. You need to hinge this all the way backwards so that these pieces align. Also, rotate the head around and then put it in like so. But you want to basically take this and push it all the way back like so, so that you have something that sits more straight like that. Very important. Then move everything out of the way so we can move on to the legs. I got a little bit confused on how these legs work. So what you want to do is you want to use the ankle tilt to get it out of the way. Then you want to open up this, not the other side actually. If at all possible, I would like to, there you go, open up the side and pull out this thing here and just close it back up. Do the same thing on the other side. So just open it up from the top as you do. And then take out this side piece here. And then close the bad boy back up like so. Then what you want to do is you want to take this and fold the feet regular and then up like so. Then what you want to do is you want to come here and untab the piece here from the from the leg, and then you want to get this foot here, this little thing that sticks out the back, the heel as they call it, and you want to basically get it on here, because as you can see there's a little bit of an imprint here for it to sit. So you want to basically take this and get it under everything, get it around, and then push it in like right there. Do the same thing on the other side, so just untap it, not like that. Why does it always go the way that I don't want it to go? Rotate it around like so, then after you're done with that, you can come here and just tap these bad boys together like so. And then finally, what you can do is there are two slots here on the feet, on the back of the feet, that the tabs in here are gonna slide into. So pull this back. Also straighten it out and then push down on it to get it into place like so. And then for the final touch, what you want to do is you want to come back up here to the arms, and basically this tab here is going to slide right into that big slot right over in there. So just take the arm and just push it in. Take the arm and just push it in like so. And after all is said and done, bam, boom, here we got Springer in his car mode. So here we have Springer in his first of two modes, and finally, something good about this figure, because my only issue with this figure is the fact that he can't stand, but he doesn't need to stand in car mode, and this is a very, very nice looking vehicle mode, if I do say so myself. Oh my goodness, look at this thing. It is a lot different from the more realistic style that the Thrilling 31 went with. And to be honest, I actually really like this vehicle mode. I do. I actually do. I think it's a really good looking vehicle mode. So let's get close in here on the details. We have the nice big front here that he can use to barrel through walls if need be. Little tiny cockpit here for the driver to sit in. We got the nice little whatever these are supposed to be. And then also the nice little spoilery thing on the back here. We got some nice stuff here on the side. This is what it looks like from the other side. And this is what he looks like from the bottom. And sadly enough, he does have visible hand syndrome, as people call it, and technically visible head, but that one kind of vanishes as well. The transformation was also a little bit annoying because the fact that I forgot how it worked, so I apologize for that one as well. And this is what he looks like from the back, with like a booster up here in order to go for like a nitros, like NOS or something like that. Like, bah, 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 bah. But he looks really, really good. I actually really like this vehicle mode. Now, it is totally not really realistic because I don't ever remember seeing any of these vehicles like in real life. I don't think I've ever seen something that looks like this. This is very much a what the future would look like. But even though we're 20 years past what the future would look like, because didn't that movie take place in like 2005? That's the 86 movie, and it's like it had all these like cool like, you know, like flying cars or whatever it was supposed to be and all that stuff. And yeah, we don't have that. We still don't have that. It's funny when you look at things where it's like, oh hey, this is what the future is gonna look like, and then it just doesn't happen because we're 20 years past almost. I mean, next year's 2025, so almost 20 years past it, and we still don't have things that look like what future stuff have looked like. So now that we're done looking at the main figure, let's look at the weapons. Again, these weapons store on him. The answer is both yes and no. The yes answer comes from the fact that it is entirely possible to store all of these weapons on him, but I don't think you can do it at the same time. I mean, maybe you can. These guns here, you can plug in here on the side if you want to, or I guess maybe back here as well. Yes, they can fit back here as well, like so. There you go. Then obviously you have the spaces up here for the storage of the other weapons. That can happen. Then obviously in the middle here you got the storage for the blade that will become propeller thing. And then here on the side you have another, at the front here you have another storage for the gun as well. However, what are we supposed to do with you? Sadly enough, you don't really fit in here. So almost all of the weapons could be stored on vehicle mode. Sadly enough, we are missing one vital location to store these weapons on. So let's just get everything off of him. But you have storage spaces for weapons if you want to use storage spaces for weapons. Let me just get this out of here. And obviously it rolls if need be, you know. I mean, I don't know why, but I never get anything to be able to fully roll, but it rolls, trust me on that one. So the only thing left to do is go into size comparison, and starting off at size comparison here, we got once again the Thrilling 30. Once again, we have coolness versus G1-ness. And which one do I like more? Once again, I will say I like him more than him. But that's because I think that this mode holds together a lot better than this one. And also, you know, I like G1 Accurate more than the coolness, the updated style that they did with Generations for years. I like the more towards G1 style. But neither of these are bad. Remember back in like 2012 or whenever this came out, when this thing was known as the king of the triple changers. My goodness, time sure flies, doesn't it? Because now we have a bunch of other triple changers. So let's get you out of here. Because we have another kind of, I don't know, retool buddy, I guess. But not really, not for this one anyway. Sandstorm, here they are together. As in, you know, this one was retooled into Sandstorm. But here they are together. I also forgot to split that in the back there. But who cares? Man, so many reviews have happened since these two came out. Because this was like in the early days, I think. And then this one came out at like number like 94, I think. There's so many reviews. But here they are together, looking very nice indeed. Then I guess we can bring in the Bumblebee RC and Optimus Prime, or G1imus Prime as I like to call him sometimes. Here he is with them, looking very nice. I don't like the RC, but we'll get there when if we'll ever do a review of that RC, which well, to be honest, my plan is to review every figure I own, so eventually we'll get to her, unless, you know, I'm dead in between. At which point, then it's obviously not gonna happen. But if I survive whatever is gonna happen in the future, then a review of G1RC will also happen. So let's get them out of here. And here we got Ironite, Sideswipe, and Jaws with Springer as well, looking very, very, very nice. Very nice. Let's get you out of here. And let's pull you in closer, because unlike normally, we are not gonna go into a reverse transformation because we have another mode to check out. So let's get to Choppa Mode. So let's get little old Springer here transformed into his Choppa Mode. So what you want to start off with is you want to untap the arms from in here and also up here as well. I don't actually know. Did they tab in up down here? Oh wait, this tab getting into there. I didn't show that off. Oh well. And then what you want to do is you want to undo the hand only. Don't undo the wheel thing here. And then you want to undo this. Pull on this thing here and then rotate it around and then bring it back up and put it back into place like a shoe. Do the same thing on the other side. So undo the thing from the hand. Rotate this bad boy around. Come on, you can out of the way. Would be nice if you went the right way. Me. And then plug it back in and we'll leave it out like so for now. We'll be back with you momentarily. Then what you want to do is you want to untap the feet from the backpack here and then just rotate this down so that you can actually untap the legs here from each other, which I always have. There you go. Sometimes I have an issue with that. Then what you want to do is you want to rotate the come on. There you go. Untap this piece here and rotate it around. There you go, just rotate this to the back. Then what you want to do is you want to rotate these legs around like so. That way they are kind of more facing each other. Then what you want to do is you want to come here to this crotch and you want to basically untap the crotch and push it down. Come on, out the way. Push it down and in towards each other, like so. Then what you want to do with these feet is rotate them inwards. Rotate them inwards, like so. And then what you want to do is you want to rotate this inwards. Oh, inwards, like so. Tap it in if need be. Rotate this inwards, like so. Keep these two bad boys together. Get this under here. Get the foot up and then under there, alright? Get it above this piece here. Don't let it go under. It wants to sometimes go under, but don't let it. Oh, and then also, I forgot to do this, but you want to untap this, these side pieces here in order to make this big thing. Then, what you want to do is you want to tap this whole thing together. If you can line it up correctly, there you go. Tap this whole thing together, push this backwards. And once again, you got two tabs here that these two tabs are going to slide into. And then also these two slots on the side here are going to be for the bigger ones. You want to take this, push it down and in like so. And then what you want to do for the finishing touches is you want to take the arms and instead of you tabbing them in up, you want to push this down like so and then push it in. So just push it down and then push it in. Get the hinge under there. And then there's a tab sticking out here that will slide into the arm. So you just want to take it and push that in. Also make sure that this stays the way that it is supposed to go. Like so. And we are almost done. Because we need the sword. And we need to split this bad boy. Like so. And then you can just fold these pieces in. Like so. Take it. Also fold these two pieces down for a little bit more clearance. Then tab it in like so and make sure that the bad boy can spin. And here we have Springer in his Choppa Mode. So here we got Springer in his Choppa Mode. And before we continue on, I would just like to say one thing. Why did this have to happen? Why? Here's the other side. It broke. This Springer is better than the Thrilling 31. Just saying. But let's look at this Springer's Choppa Mode, which also looks very, very good outside of one little issue, and that's the fact that these things don't really lock in. They have a little thing here in order to stop them from moving further this way. The problem is, it does not prevent it from moving backwards. So it's like, it's got a stopper on only one side, which is a little bit of an annoyance, but outside I can overlook that little bit of an annoyance for this Choppa Mode, which looks really good. And that is also because of the fact that the chopper and car modes, they don't really look too different from each other. All you had to do was extend the legs a bit and then put these things backwards and bam, here you got Choppa Mode. It's very simple, very easy to do. So it makes it just blend together very much better than before. I also like how this is technically supposed to be like potentially like a turbine in that sense, the back wheel. The front wheel's still a little bit visible, but it tries to cover it up. It doesn't have such a good cover-up system as the Thrilling 31 with this little piece. However, that piece is broken, so yeah, this figure has no moral ground to stand upon. Alright? You have no grounds to stand upon. This Springer will always be better than you because of the fact that he actually it doesn't break or doesn't have parts that just fuse together. But let's look at the front here of this Choppa Mode. Very nice, very big, very good looking Choppa Mode. Still the tiniest cockpit on the planet though, and it is even tinier in Choppa Mode. That makes it look really weird. But you got some nice details up here, as you can see. I didn't really talk about the details, sadly enough, in car mode. So yeah, now we're going to go over the details. You got some nice details here. The nice little wing things that are on the side. I don't know what these things are supposed to be. But they look weird. They look weird. This is what he looks like from the front. Very, very powerful looking from the front. And here he is from the side. Very, like, it's like all of the heft is at the front. Because then it's just like super thin. It's like here he becomes an American model. Very big. And then here he becomes a supermodel from like back in the day. Very thin. But overall he looks nice. Once again, still the visible hands, sadly enough. But you can win all of them. Now that the weapon integration is still the same as before, as you have the post back here. And also in the front here, up here, where you can just plug in the weapons if need be. And you still have these things here where you can plug weapons on. So that's basically remained the same, outside of the fact that now you have to kind of look out with the clearance for this thing, even though this cannot be pushed down a little bit further. So you do need to look out for the clearance. So putting on a bomb to the side may not be the best for being able to spin this bad boy around. Let's see here. Nah, it barely spins, but it does hit it. So you kind of lose that. However, then this thing just blocks everything. So you do lose a little bit of playability, but also it would just look dumb with all of the weapons attached. But you can, just like in the last mode, you can. So outside of that, articulation-wise, there you go. That's the articulation that we got for this bad boy. So let's just move you off to the side so we can get into SAS comparison. Starting off, here he is next to his Thrilling 30 counterpart, which on my copy is now broken. And it's going to be broken forever, sadly enough. And that is because this piece here fused in there. Kind of. Like you're supposed to pull it out. And I tried my hardest to pull on it. I put my part separator on every little aspect. It worked on this side to get it out, but it's like it's too tight. So sadly enough, it broke. At least it's a small piece and not an entire arm that broke off. So I can live with it. But when I review that figure, it is most certainly going to be this broken copy, because I'm never buying another one because I got this bad boy. So why would I need to? But this is what they look like together. Also, this thing he can still use the wheels from the car mode. He can roll and fly. What a handsome devil. But this is what they look like together. Once again, you have kind of coolness. However, this time I would also like to basically say you got stupidness as well. Because, look, this Springer blends the two modes together very well. But this one, it's like you got the car parts heading off to the side here. It's a bit of an ugly mess now, isn't it? This time it is not coolness versus, you know, G1-iness. No, this time it is derpiness versus G1-iness. And G1-iness once again wins. So outside of the robot mode on this one, specifically because of the fact that this robot mode can stand, this figure has won with every other mode. But if this robot mode could stand, I would have called it a tie, personally. I would have most certainly called it a tie, because I like both of them. Now let's move you out of the way so we can get the orange fella in here. And not that one, not the presidential one. Here we got Sandstorm. Look at them both together, looking very different. I mean, with this one, it worked for them to create a sandstorm out of it. But with this, it just wouldn't have worked at all. I mean, come on, look at this thing. They look way different, but they look pretty good together. These both have really good modes, but they don't work in robot mode. They're very similar to each other. And hate that, actually. So next up here, we got RC, Bumblebee, and Optimus Prime once again for the size comparison. Very nice, very nice. And finally here we have the Jazz Sideswipe and Ironhide size comparison with Springer as well. So let's get them out of here so we can... And pull you in closer so we can get into that reverse transformation. So let's get Springer back into his robot modes. What you want to start off with, you want to pull off this thing, which, alright, thank God. This thing sometimes likes to unplug, and I don't like that. Then what you want to do is you want to basically take these handle things and just rotate them around. And then you can take these blades here and just combine them together. And voila, sword has returned. Move this off to the side, obviously. Now let's go back to you and start off by lifting these little things here up. Then take this whole piece here and just untab it and move it up because we need to get to them legs and arms. Untab the arms from the legs as well. Ah, a little tight. Kind of made me scared because of the thrilling 31. But then what you want to do is you want to take these pieces here and rotate them off to the side. Split the legs and rotate it around. And then also fold in this little piece here and rotate it up. Fold this little piece in, rotate it up and rotate it around. There we go. Then what you want to do is you want to basically get these feet rotated around and all the way around. Also, there's a tab here that goes to a slot in there. This slot down here. That's difficult to show off because of everything blocking it. And then you can just rotate this down and around. And we got a pair of legs done. The problematic part of this figure is done. Get these arms kind of out of the way so we can get more in here. Because what you want to do is you want to take this front piece here and untab it from the cockpit. Open it up, rotate the head around, well, out and around. And then afterwards you want to... rotate these pieces here up, these side pieces up, like so. Alright, I forgot it. I will admit, we have to lift this up all the way. So untab it and just push it up like so. There you go, I forgot that. Then you can basically just take this piece here and just... tab it in like so. There you go. And then you want to take these two tabs down here and tab them in here. So just take that, tab that in. Then you want to lift these arms up. And there's a little tab here sticking out from the side here. That's going to go into that big slot right there, which we already used for one of the modes. Just lift it up and just tab it in like so. Then also take the head and push it back into its position where it's supposed to go. Also lift this piece up. Then what you can do now with the legs is you can just take these and push them all the way up so that they can lock in, and then rotate these pieces down like so. Almost done, boys, almost done. Because now what you want to do is you want to untab the, not only the hand, but also, I hate how tight this is, there you go. Untab the upper piece as well because of the fact that we don't need it tapped in anymore. Like so. Rotate this piece here around, fold it in and fold it in, rotate it around, fold it in and fold it in like so. Also, get you back into place. Then what you want to do is you want to take this piece here, a little piece, rotate it in, and then take the bigger piece here and rotate it down. Do the same thing on the other side. And then you can rotate them out as it is shown on the box and also probably in the show. And after everything is set and done, here we got Springer back in his robot mode. So, final thoughts on Springer. What do I think about him? Well, before we get into that, first of all, what I probably should have done earlier is you can open this arm up, and as you can see in here, there's a little missile. And you can just come in here and rotate it out, and there you go. You have a little missile. I forgot to show that off during the robot mode segment. I did not forget about, well, I did, but I did not fully forget about it. But so, let's get you back standing, kind of. Hopefully, I need to put you in a pose like that in order to hopefully be able to keep the weight balance good. But overall, my thoughts on Springer Studio Series. Well, I think he looks really good. I think in vehicle mode, he looks really good. In Choppa mode, he looks really good. but he can't stand, and I find that very much unacceptable. I have not heard any other person really complain about this. I've seen one person on YouTube actually complain about it, kind of, you know, make an offhand comment that he has trouble standing. But outside of that, with others, I haven't necessarily seen it, but I also haven't really watched a lot of reviews. I just wanted to know if it was happening, and I found one where it was, and I was like, damn done. So for me, on that basis alone, this thing is not worth it. Now, what about the War for Cybertron Siege version, or the Wreck and Rule Wreckers version? Well, I don't have those, so I don't know about the quality. Now, this thing apparently is a big improvement because of all the stuff that he can do, but I would say it's not really worth it. Also, with all the stuff that he comes with, I think it's just a little bit too much in order to make the price worthy. I would have liked it more if they just like took one thing out from the stuff that he comes with and tighten up the feet a bit in order to make it better. So would I recommend it? Sadly enough, this is another one no from me. If you can find the Siege Springer, I would recommend it. Or if you later on find this thing on a sale for about Voyager class pricing, most certainly this thing is worth the pickup. So on a price cut, this thing definitely is worth it. However, full leader class price point, I would say not. So that has been my review of Transformers Studio Series 86, number 30, leader class Springer. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that bell, and comment your thoughts on this figure. And please check out my Let's Play channel, linked in the description and at the end of the video. I upload 3 videos every day of different games, but mainly Pokemon. And I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye!